Hello again. I'm Tim, the Minnesota Firefighter with the ARMM form of melanoma cancer. It's been a little over a month since my last update. I previously made a couple attempts at cancer humor, but I know there's very little funny about cancer. To quickly recap, I completed phase 1 of my treatment plan during the first quarter of 2019. It involved dual immunotherapy treatment with ipilimumab and nivolumab. I received an infusion of these two drugs once every 3 weeks. At the end of phase 1, we completed an updated PET-CT to monitor progress. The original tumor and the affected lymph nodes continued to light up the imagery with hot readings for cancer. However, there didn't appear to be extension beyond the original melanoma sites. A physical examination by a surgeon found him unable to feel a tumor at the primary location. But remember, PET scans can't distinguish between cancer and inflammation. Moving into the second phase of treatment, I no longer received ipilimumab, but continued to receive the single immunotherapy nivolumab. The treatment schedule also shifted from once every 3 weeks to once every 2 weeks for my infusions. On a side note, the PET-CT imagery taken at the end of March showed a lymph node in my neck with unusual activity. It wasn't necessarily showing hot for cancer, but it was larger than expected. That triggered the doctor requesting an ultrasound to monitor it. I completed a second ultrasound in mid-June that showed exactly the same information as the first ultrasound. Again, PET-CTs can't distinguish between cancer and inflammation. In late June, I completed the second phase of my treatment with my 12th infusion session. I returned to the Mayo Clinic in early July to follow up with oncology and colorectal surgery visits. I originally was scheduled to complete a PET MRI, but somewhere along the line they decided that maybe that wasn't a good idea because their machine's not big enough to accommodate me. Or maybe I'm not small enough to fit their tube. Either way, I completed a PET-CT prior to seeing my Mayo oncologist on July 1st. My oncologist told me that the treatment appears to be working because the inguinal lymph node in my groin showed significant reduction in size, and the uptake of the contrast agent was much less than the previous visits. In April, we had hoped to have enough tumor reduction that we might consider removing the tumor. On July 2nd, I met with the colorectal surgeon for a follow-up exam. The exam included using a scope to visualize the tumor location in addition to a physical exam. The surgeon was happy to tell me that he could neither see nor feel any sign of tumor, but we'd need to have an updated MRI to see if there was anything remaining below the surface. I was able to complete an MRI on July 9th to check the primary tumor location and the inguinal lymph nodes in my groin. To quote the study results from the MRI, there's no evidence of residual signal abnormality in the anal canal at the site of biopsy-proven anal melanoma. In other words, there isn't anything to remove because the tumor is no longer there. That's really good news. On July 12th, I met with my local oncologist to discuss phase 3 of my treatment plan. Because of the lymph node in my neck and the PET-CT also showed a thickening in my throat, I'm going to be scheduled to see an ear, nose, and throat doctor in August to get a better understanding of what's happening with the lymph node in my neck. Right now, we don't believe it's cancer, but we want to make sure there's nothing wrong. As we move forward, I'll continue to receive nivolumab once every 2 weeks through the end of September. However, I'll only have to see a practitioner every other treatment. So, again, this month's been an amazing time in my journey. It feels surreal to go from being told that I have an aggressive and uncurable form of cancer to being told that new treatments are game changers and in my case appear to be working. I'm very much aware that not everyone has been as fortunate on their journey as I have been. I'm extremely blessed and I'm awestruck at the power of science when combined with good old-fashioned prayer. I don't understand the results I've experienced, but I'm very grateful all the same. So, again, the treatment appears to be working. My tumor seems to have gone away. My lymph nodes are getting smaller. The amount of uptake of the contrast dye was significantly less during the last PET scan. So the game plan is to continue with the single immunotherapy treatment, check again in early October to see where our progress is, and actually may reach a point where I'll discontinue treatment. So compared with last December, this is just simply amazing to me. So that's the update for now. Thank you.
Search, you know it ain't no fun to search. Looking up your bonds, but if something's there, we will find it. I guess.